Good morning, good morning. Peace and blessings. It's your boy Jay Taylor, Voices for the Voiceless. And today is Thursday, February 13th, 2025. So, got a request. And shout out to my bro, Muse Black. He suggested a video that I check out, and he wanted me to give a breakdown of what I thought about it. And the video was from Officer Tatum, and the title of it is Pam Bondi drops hammer on woke Mayor Johnson after blocking deportations in Chicago. So, um, shout out to brother Muse for sending me that video and requesting my feedback on it. And as you know, I've been kind of covering the whole situation with Mayor Brandon Johnson. And in this particular video, it was if you go to Officer Tatum's page, it was maybe done about 4 or 5 days ago. I really love Officer Tatum. His commentary is very top notch. So I would suggest that you go subscribe to his platform, Officer Tatum. Tatum is how you spell Tatum. Tatum. But anyway, in this particular video, they talked about um, all the gifts that Mayor Brandon Johnson has received. Is a lavish gift closet that's on the fifth floor of City Hall, and it's just really odd. People really like trying to figure out like if these are gifts that are given to the city, why don't people have a full access, all access to it? Nobody's seen these gifts, but they're on a logbook, and some of the items are just pretty peculiar. I mean, you got Hugo Boss cufflinks, lavish shoes for men, whiskey, Gucci bags, to name a few. Like, how is that gifts for the city? And the OIG requested to see the books and asked to see the room, to confirm these particular gifts, and they were declined to see it. So the mayor didn't give them access to the the closet that's on the fifth floor in City Hall. They said that they would need a Freedom of Information Act, where the OIG went and got a Freedom of uh, Information Act and still was denied access to this gift closet. So it's just really peculiar. And Mayor Brandon Johnson, came out and said that, hey, I never even seen that these gifts are accepted, but they are received, but I didn't accept them, which I don't understand. He's saying that he never even seen the gifts. They're in this room, but, you know, he's not the one that's receiving it. He hasn't accepted it, but they're there, to say the least. So very strange. And nobody has seen the room, who's giving these gifts, why. And that seems that there, is gifts for one individual, not a whole city. I mean, if you're going to give the city of Chicago some type of gift, why would it be a whole bunch of Gucci bags and shoes and Hugo Boss cufflinks and whiskey? It just seems like there's something else going on. Well, be that as it may, um, the federal attorney general, Pam Bondi, the attorney general that Donald Trump has appointed, placed lawsuits on the mayor of Chicago and the governor of Illinois. So Governor Pritzker and Mayor Brandon Johnson have been slapped with lawsuits and for the city of Chicago and the state of Illinois as a result of them um, not cooperating with federal law for mass deportations. They're still harboring these illegal immigrants. And she also froze federal funding for the state of Illinois, which she's also doing in New York. I talked about that. Yes, well, no, I didn't talk about that yesterday, but we talked about them pausing funding in Chicago and the lawsuits for the state of Illinois and the city of Chicago, and Mayor Brandon Johnson being subpoenaed to come before uh, Congress in D.C. But now, Pam Bondi has came out yesterday and said that she's going after the state of New York as well. So they're going to be hit with lawsuits. I think the governor of New York is still trying to harbor the illegal immigrants, but we already know Mayor Adams, the mayor, is not in cahoots with the whole illegal immigration no more, but the governor of New York is. And I find it odd, and this is a side note, for all my people that support Kels, you probably got the news by now that his New York appeal was denied. And the same judges that denied R. Kelly's appeal are the same judges that Barack Obama appointed and the same judges that the governor of New York, oh, she is the same person that is over these judges. And these are the same judges that consequently are trying to block Donald Trump's executive orders. Donald Trump and Elon Musk, his team is coming through and they're breaking down all the federal funding and finding out all the fraud where all of our federal dollars are going. And they've been finding all type of crazy things, millions to hundreds of millions of dollars for frivolous um, overseas, just frivolous things that we waste the money on. Uh, millions of dollars in uh, condoms for Hamas and studies on mice in Ukraine, billions of dollars all together that they're finding all this corruption. Why would a sitting judge want to stop that if it's validated? And then all of a sudden, the timing, all of a sudden, Kel's case is denied appeal. Strange. But the connection, we're going to dive farther off into it. I'm doing some more research on it. That's another video for another day, maybe even a live, where we're going to discuss the connection between these judges that just denied R. Kelly's appeal and the same judges that are trying to block uh, Trump's executive order, which is tied into the same governor that is trying to, uphold this illegal immigration in New York. But be that as it may, people are asking, like, well, can't criminal charges be placed? Why a lawsuit? And then they're stopping freezing funding, and that, for the state of Illinois, and they're going to be freezing it for New York. We said that was going to happen if they did not comply with federal law. And by golly, wow, that's exactly what's going on right now. So the significance of lawsuits instead of criminal charges, I don't think that, they can go off the information that they have. This is my interpretation of what's going on and why they're taking why Pam Bondi, the federal attorney general, is taking the lawsuit route against these sanctuary cities. I think that they're basically trying to get more information. And the reason why I say that is because if you sue somebody, they're more inclined to have to give up more information. They're more inclined to have to expose certain things. And we saw that in R. Kelly's situation with the BOP officer. Remember, they were not trying to, in the criminal court, they was not trying to give no name. They was not trying to give any specific information as it relates to the BOP officer that compromised R. Kelly's confidential jail records and sent them to 160 other officers and compromised his information, given his phone calls and attorney-client privilege to bloggers and end up winding up in the hands of his star witness in New York. How they did not consider that in his appeal is beyond me. Because that star witness, Jane Doe number 5, was the boat of his whole case. Was a star witness. It was 90% of his case. So anyway, yeah. So I think that Jennifer, we know that Jennifer Bongine placed in a lawsuit. In that lawsuit, I think they sued the Department of Justice or, whoever, I forget, that she sued. That entity had to release all of the information, including, that's when we found out the name of the BOP officer, what district she worked for. We knew, we had a picture of it. When they placed the lawsuit, they had to release all the information. So it's certain information that Brandon Johnson, fast forward to these sanctuary cities, is certain information that criminally, by law, he doesn't have to reveal. But in a lawsuit, what don't come out in the wash is going to come out in the rinse. And I think that's what the attorney general is doing and bringing him before Congress in a lawsuit. Okay, now we get access to more information. Now, with the information that we get from this lawsuit, depending on what comes out, criminal charges may apply. If this is just my assessment from what I've seen that happened with the BOP officer, it was just certain information that we couldn't get in criminal courts that we had access to in in a civil court. So yeah, man, I appreciate Brother Muse for that video. I hope you enjoyed the breakdown. Voices for the voiceless. Hey, we gonna sit back, watch the show, and keep it. We gonna keep everybody informed of what we come across. If you come across something, man, send it my way. I'll do a breakdown on my assessment. And once again, this is all my thoughts. Jay Taylor, Voices of the Voiceless. We love y'all. Peace and blessings. Talk to you soon.